It's me, it's Queen Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask An Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. So I got a message from a gentleman in the comment section. Shout out to the comment section. Y'all know we be lit. And he said in the comment section, how do I get over the skepticism that I have for almost everything? And I memorized that question because it was so intense. It was like, wow. When I read it, I was like, wow. Because I've heard people say that or something similar to that. I've felt that myself before. And it hit me very strongly because that's a very intense place to be in your spirit. When you're in a place of being skeptical about everything and everyone in your spirit, or most things in your spirit, it's really your soul's cry for a journey, a spiritual journey. The thing is that you need to figure out, what do you believe? A lot of people spend most of their time talking about what they don't believe, but they never figure out what they really do. When you feel skeptical about a lot of things, everything, almost every aspect, that means that you have to go on a journey to figure out, what do you believe? What is your purpose? What is your mission? What do you believe about the universe and the cosmos and your part in it? What do you believe? The skepticism comes from really not believing anything, but you have to believe something. You just don't know what it is yet. So when I hear that, what I hear is journey. It's time for you to go on, or to continue a spiritual journey, to figure out what it is that you do believe. What do you believe in? There is a line. I used to really love that show, Criminal Minds. I still love it, but I just don't get to watch it anymore. Because here in Costa Rica, I haven't figured out how to watch my American TV programs yet. And I'm actually glad, because it means that I spend more time reading and doing other things that are more important. I've read and studied so much over this past year that it's amazing. But part of it is because I can't just sit in front of the TV and let it watch me, you know? Because that's a big distraction for me, just sitting there, mindlessly staring at it. And Criminal Minds was one of the shows I used to binge watch. And I remember at the beginning of it, there was a quote. And it went something like this, that part of human existence is not only finding out how to live, but finding something to live for. So when you're in a space of being skeptical about everything, the first thing that comes to my mind is that you need to figure out how to live and what you're living for. Those two things. Because a lot of people, and you're not the only person, like I said before, I've heard this a number of times. And when I was a young girl and I was at my most lost, was when I was at my most skeptical. I was very skeptical about basically everything. I didn't believe anything my elders told me. I thought they were old-fashioned. And I was very skeptical about life, very skeptical about everything. But as I started to go on my own journey and figure out what I believed, then the skepticism lessened, because it became less important what I don't believe and more important what I do believe. That's what happens with that journey. You go from looking at what you don't want to looking at what you do want, So what I would suggest is you continue on your spiritual journey. You continue learning, you continue reading, you continue researching topics that interest you, that you figure out, what are you living for? What is your divine purpose? Why are you here? Because a lot of people tell me they're here, oh, I'm just here to take care of my mom, or I'm just here to take care of my kids. And I'm like, that's probably a large part of it, but all of us have a larger mission than that. You didn't just come here to be a babysitter. You came here for a really good reason. And most of us, the problem is when we're skeptical, when we're indifferent, when we're apathetic, most of us, the problem is we haven't figured out what that reason is. We haven't figured out what we're here for. We haven't figured out what we're living for. And without that reason, this is a bleak place to be. This is a very bleak incarnation if you don't know why you're here. At one point in time, I used to feel like my life was imposed upon me. I felt like my parents decided they wanted a little girl and they got together and had sex and had a little girl. And here I am dealing with their fucking mistake. Here I am because they didn't use a condom, That was what I used to think. And then as I got older, I realized that we come here because we want to be here. There's something called a soul contract. We create a soul contract, and the soul contract is created before we're even thought of, before we're born. We make a contract about what things we're going to go through, what experiences we're going to go through, who's going to teach us that experience, because the contract is between everybody and what we call our soul group. So who are the people that are going to come help you? Who are the people that are going to come be challenges to you? It's a contract with all these people, the people that we're here with on this planet right now. All of you guys that are watching me are some kind of way tied to me in a soul contract. We've agreed to help each other. I've agreed to teach you and you've agreed to teach me. And that's what we do here at Ask An Aquarius. And the people that are in your life, not just online, in your real life, everybody is part of your soul contract. So once I realized that I chose to be here and agreed to what would happen and agreed to who would come in and out of my life. So I had a lot more hand in it than I actually realized. It wasn't like a sentence that was imposed upon me. It was something that I chose. And every major religion tells you we have free will. The first act of free will, according to this thought process, is choosing to create the soul contract, because you don't have to. You don't have to incarnate. According to the greats, you can stay on other dimensions. You can stay in the astral plane. You can be in your spirit, your soul can be in other places. But those of us that are sitting here right now in this physical realm, we agreed to come here to do something. The problem is that most of us forgot what that something is. You forget as soon as the doctor smacks you in the butt, and your lifetime is finding what that thing is and then living it. That's life. That's the quest. That's the journey. It's just like a coming of age story, Harry Potter or King Arthur. It's the same exact thing. But we are that on the micro level, on the human, on the reality level, We come here to live out this quest. And after you've gone on your quest, you found all your gems, you found your sword in the stone, then you sit and you do your job, on your throne or on Mount High or whatever you go to, So once I realized that my life wasn't imposed upon me, once I understood the soul contract, then everything else made sense. And I didn't feel like my life was imposed on me. I didn't feel like I was, I felt like it was imposed. That was the word I used to always say. It was imposed on me. But learning about the soul contract, I was like, wow. And I wouldn't have even believed the truth of the soul contract. I wouldn't have believed that. To be honest with you, I didn't even know about it and I wouldn't have believed it. But what happened was I did a past life regression. A past life regression, you can do either, sometimes they do them with meditations. I did a meditation and I did a past life regression with cards. And when I did my past life regressions, I think I did 3 of them. The first time I ever did it, it was a meditation. And you follow the meditation and you do your thing. And what I found out in the meditation, I didn't see the soul contract itself, but I saw myself negotiating with the creator. Actually, what happened, and I think I might have told you guys this story before. When I went into that meditation, I saw myself on the moon, or what I think is the moon. It was a smaller planet or astral body, I'm gonna call it. I think it was the moon, and I was on it, and there was this light shining on me, and I had a backpack on, and the beam of light that was coming towards me was talking to me. And I realized from the regression that this was, God is creator. And the being was like, you should stay here. And I remember this so vividly. I never forgot this. He said, you should stay here. And I was like, no, I want to go help. I want to go down there. And the earth was down there. And I was pointing like, I want to go down there. I want to help. And that's when I realized, oh my God, I came here because I wanted to help. I came here because I wanted to help humanity. That was my thing. And it's also why I'm Aquarius, the humanitarian. You know, once you realize all of these spiritual things, they all click. They all go together and you be like, whoa. And then it's like, oh my God, you can't even deny it because it all fits together too perfectly. So the being was saying, you can stay here. We can find something for you to do here. And I was like, no, I want to go help. Please let me go help. And the being says, well, you know, it's hard down there. You've been down there before. You know, it's hard. You didn't like it that much before. And I was like, I know, I remember, I want to go help. They need me. And I remember just, you know, I was adamant. And the being was like, well, you know, like trying to change my mind. Like, well, you could do this here, you know, and was like basically telling me there was other things I could do. And I was like, no, please let me go. And the being was like, all right, if you want to go ahead and go. And I remember the backpack I had on my back because I remember thinking I have everything I need in my backpack. So whatever talents or whatever I needed for this lifetime, I came in with. So I thanked the being, I gave the being love, and I turned around and ran and jumped off this moon and landed on Earth. And that was the end of the regression. I woke up and it changed my whole life. I was like, oh my God, I'm here because I wanted to be. I didn't know that part. I was like, wow, I wanted to be here. What the hell was wrong with me? And then as time progressed, I realized, yeah, because I see where I gravitate towards. I gravitate towards wanting to help. And that's exactly what I was talking about with the Supreme Being. So going through things like that, you know, help you to figure out the answers to those questions. So you'll stop being skeptical when you start finding exactly what you believe and what you believe in and what you're here for. Okay? I hope that helps you. If you guys would like to donate to my channel, I'll leave underneath here my PayPal. If you would like to get a oracle or tarot card reading, I will also leave my email. Please email me for an appointment. If you would like to hit me up on social media, I will leave my Facebook and my Instagram information under here. Okay? And if you know anybody who might like this video, please pass it on. Please give me a thumbs up. And if you have more topics that you would like me to cover for Ask an Aquarius, you can also leave those in my email or underneath this video. Okay, guys? Take care. Bye-bye.